If you've ever felt like your money disappears before the month ends, let me tell you, you're not alone. But here's the thing. Your money should be working for you, not the other way. So in this video, we are going to be talking about how to be intentional with your finances. As you can tell, I'm not a financial expert. I'm just a real person, just sharing you real advice, real tips, real practical advice. And I'm just going to give you steps that actually work. So make sure you're watching till the end of this video. We're talking about how you can be intentional with your finances. I'm just going to jump right in. So the first thing you need to do, you need to have financial goals. Don't underestimate the power of goals. If you were traveling somewhere you've never been to, you would most likely use the GPS. You'd most likely plug the address in so that you know where you're going to. It's the same thing with your finances. You need to have a vision in mind, a goal in mind. You need to have a destination in mind. What are your goals? What do you want to achieve with your finances? Okay, so you need to set clear goals. One thing you can do is to start by breaking the goals down. For instance, maybe you want to save up to buy something. You want to save up for a vacation. Like, think of short-term goals, like maybe you want to save up to buy a phone or a car or something. So those are like short-term goals. Then you also think mid-term goals. Perhaps you want to pay off some debt. And then long-term, maybe you want to think about what your net worth is going to be, or you want to think about how you would retire, buying a house. Those are long-term goals that you should have for your money. So make sure that you have all of those goals clarified and write them down. Like, seriously, write them down. You're going to need to see them to be able to recall those goals, and then make sure that you're also giving each of them a timeline. So number two, you also need to budget. Budgeting is real financial intentionality. Like, that's what shows that you're being intentional. You need to know what you're earning, you need to know what you're saving, you need to know how you're spending, you need to track all of these things. I think a simple rule that you can live by is a 50-30-20 rule. So 50% you're going to use it for your needs, like paying your rent, your bills, your groceries, and then 30% is going to be for like your wants, and 20% for your savings and for repaying debts and all of those things. You shouldn't be guessing where your money is going. Like, you should actually have a vivid picture. You should actually have the details of it, and you should take control of where your money is going, where your money is coming from, how you're saving, how you're using your money. So make sure that you're budgeting. That's really, really important. Track your finances. And then number three, you want to prioritize saving. People say, once you get money, like, pay yourself first. For us in the kingdom, it's different. Pay God first, pay yourself. Or pay God and yourself first. And then you save. Try to automate your savings. You can do that by setting up like automatic transfers into your savings. So if you know that maybe you're on a salary, for instance, you know that once your salary comes, like, you automate it so that it goes automatically into your savings account or your investment account, which is not something that you are constantly digging into. And try and also have like an emergency fund where you have like funds for 3 or 6 months of expenses, worth of expenses saved up. Like, that is so important, because life is so unpredictable nowadays. People in roles that used to be really powerful, like tech roles, for instance, are being laid off just like that. Anything can happen. You know, life is full of surprises. So make sure that you have something saved up for emergencies. Then number four, you want to manage debt wisely. There's something about debt, it has the ability to really drag you down just because you're going to have to pay them back. It's kind of like lost money. Be very wise about borrowing. Be very wise about the way that you use credit. Once you have credit, make sure that you're paying off the smallest debts that you can as soon as possible. If you have like high interest debts, make sure that you're working to pay them off as well. Unless you want to purchase something that's going to bring value to you, that's going to bring some form of return on your investments, I mean, think twice before you add new debt. You don't have to be borrowing always. If you can't afford it now, maybe you should wait a little and save up for it. So try to avoid unnecessary debt. And then are we at number 5 or number 6? Number 5, I think. Make sure that you're tracking and reflecting on your finances regularly. Being intentional about your finances is not just a one-time thing. It's supposed to be a lifestyle. So you want to have like a time every month to check yourself. You want to have a time to assess all of the spendings that you've done, all of your budget, what you've spent, what you've saved, and all of that. And then check with yourself, what went well, what did I do wrong this month, what did I do right this month, and make sure that you're improving. And that leads me into my next point, which is to educate yourself. See, the more you know, the more you grow. This applies financially and in all other aspects of life. You have to seek knowledge, you have to read, you have to learn, try and follow people who talk about finance, who are experts in finance, try and follow their advice, follow with discernment though, but learn. Make sure that you're constantly educating yourself about new things with regards to finances, with regards to money, investments, and all of that. That also leads me to my final point. Like I said in the beginning, you want money to work for you, and how money works for you is that you buy your time back, and that means that you want to think about investing. I know investment sounds really scary at first, but then it's one of the key ways that you can build wealth when you let that money work for you, when you let that money grow on its own. So you can start really simple. Look into index funds, look into ETFs, make sure that you are investing low risk as much as possible, and then think of ways that you can grow over the long term. Think of like more solid plans over the long term. So all of this has to do with education. I think probably talk about that later in the channel, or I can refer you to some helpful resources or sources that you can learn from about investing. Think more about passive income, how you can make passive income. So if you can acquire rental properties, dividends, or if you're working a job, think of doing like a side hustle that's gonna get you passive income. The thing about finance and being intentional about it is that once you're taking small consistent steps, you will make progress, you will build wealth. And you don't need to be perfect about your finances, but you need to be intentional, and that's what the series is about. So I hope this video blessed you. I hope that you got some value from it. If you did, please hit the thumbs up button, like, share, comment. And I want to know how you've been managing your finances, how you've been intentional about your finances or not. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe to this channel. If you haven't watched the previous videos in this series, I'm gonna leave some links in the description below, so make sure that you go back and watch those videos. Thank you so much for watching. This has been day 18 of the 30 days to intentional living series. I'm so glad that you watched this video till the end. I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.